But you've been able to break through those stereotypes, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of tenacity. I'm a Capricorn. I think that has something to do with it. I'm very stubborn, and I work really, really hard. And I think I kind of knew right off the bat that I'm a woman of color, that it's not going to be an easy road. So I kind of made a promise to myself that I'm like, well, you're just going to have to be better than everyone else. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But there's no handouts. I do actually think that I went through a period in my career where things were going really well. I was on like a bunch of series and stuff like that. And I think I got... maybe not outwardly, but inwardly, I definitely felt like, oh yeah, I deserve this. And then as soon as you feel that way, you get brought back to reality when the series ends and you're like, I can't get a job, you know? And it's like, it's very, very humbling. And so you have to start again, and like, you can't like go somewhere and be like, well, I deserve this. Like, it's my time. It's like, nope.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn it.
But you know, I just loved what she said there, that you have to earn it, because that's what keeps it real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey everyone, welcome to a very special segment of Chat Central. It is often said that when you put your heart on something and you really want to achieve it, you will make sure that you go after it and you become unstoppable to make it happen for yourself. My next guest is an example of this. She has made her mark in the world of film and television. She's traveled the world. She is the co-founder of VISAF. She has opened the chapter of motherhood, and she continues to take on new projects. You might just know whom I'm referring to here. She's talented, she's beautiful, she's a Leo award-winning actress. We've got the lovely Agam Darshi in studio. Hi Agam, how are you?
Very good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about your journey. How did this all start for you?
I feel like I've been an artist since I was born, really. But acting started, my gosh, 17 years ago, probably longer. I went to university. I have a degree in visual arts,
Great.
but I minored in theater because I've always loved acting, never thinking that it would become my profession. And then I ended up moving to Vancouver, and I had a teacher that said, you know, why don't you just try and get an agent? And so I was like, yeah, maybe do something on the side. So I did, and I ended up booking my first job, which was a recurring role on a TV show. And basically I've been working since.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've moved around quite a bit. So you're based in LA now, and you're sometimes here?
Yeah, I'm based in LA, and then COVID hit, and then we came back to Canada. Thank God we have Canada. Yeah, and so I guess you could say my house is in LA, but I'm here, and my heart's in Canada, and I kind of just work all over.
And you grew up in England?
I was born in England. I grew up all over Canada. I moved to Montreal when I was 3.
Ah, okay. All right. Your recent a project that you just worked on, Funny Boy, with Oscar-nominated director Deepa Mehta. How was that?
It was amazing. I mean, it was a dream. It was definitely like the highlight of my career for sure. She is so powerful and just very, very kind, and loves her work and really does it from the right place. And so to just be around that kind of presence was a great education.
So did that help you ease into the role of Radha that you played?
Well, the thing about Radha is that I understood her right off the bat. When I was asked to audition for her, I understood her heart. She was an easy character to love, you know. I think the hardest part about her was just learning the, you know, the accent and kind of where she comes from. She was an upper class Tamil woman, a Christian woman, you know, and so that's a world that I didn't really know much about. So I had to do a lot of research. But I think what Deepa is so skilled at is that she understands story so well, and she understood the script so well, and she just had great direction to kind of get you like super grounded into the character that you're playing.
That's awesome. That really helps.
Yeah.
When you have such an amazing director who's got such powerful storytelling going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, stories definitely. There's different directors are great at different things. Some are really visual and it's all about the cinematography, but we were very lucky because Deepa loves her actors and she loves story, and she worked on the script. She was one of the co-writers. So she understood story, and she knows her actors so well that we were able to really kind of bring things out of all of us, I think, that we were very proud of.
Of course, acting is one field that is definitely hard to break into. I've heard a lot of people say that. And to be able to make a living out of it is another ball game. Now, you being a woman and a woman of color, what were some of the challenges and struggles you faced?
I feel like my struggles and my challenges have been what a lot of people face, which is just sometimes you feel really unheard and unseen, and you're not being cast for the roles that you want to be cast for. You know, I've had ups and downs. My career started off really, really strong, kind of right off the bat, and I think it was because I have a background in theater, and I think the theater really allowed me to hone my craft. But then, you know, you can, it's a weird industry, right? You just might not look right, you might not be what they're looking for, your skin might be too dark, you might be not white, you might not be ethnic enough, I don't know. There's a million reasons why they don't cast you. So, yeah, I mean, the challenges have been plenty.
Right.
You know, and I feel that even like 17 years later, it's like every audition, it's like, I gotta earn this. Like, it's never easy. Every single time I'm up against a challenge, you just realize that it's like, well, you're gonna get through this and it's gonna be another high, and you just have to you always have to connect to the reason why you're doing it and the fact that it's always a hustle, you know? And I also have a lot of support. My husband's also an actor and a filmmaker.
That helps.
So I think that really balances us out. We understand each other.
Well, I'm sure people would love for you to answer this one and how you kind of do this. Being a mother of twins, how has this and acting kind of changed your entire world?
Oh my gosh. I think before I became a mother, acting was everything, and I put so much into it. And then when I became a mother, acting still means a whole lot, but I'm very picky as to how I spend my time, and I want to make sure that it's really worth it if I'm going to step away from my kids. So I still work a lot, but it's really, it means more to me now, because time is so precious, and I think my kids also, my boys, they really ground me, it's, I realize more now than ever that it is a hustle, that nothing's handed to you, that you have to go into it with a bigger picture in mind. And for me, it's always been like representation and wanting to show that, people of color belong on screen, and that our stories count, and that our voice counts. And I think just having a generation of children out there in the world, I want to be able to do my part and feel like I've done a little bit so that their world is a little better. So yeah.
So which other projects are you working on then, with all of that going on?
I just finished a Disney film called Spin that I shot out in Toronto. Last month. And I wrote and I'm directing a feature film called Indians in Cowtown, although the name's going to change again.
Interesting
title,
name.
The title's changed a bunch already, but that's currently the title, and I'm going to be acting in it. And it's a feature film about a Sikh Punjabi family that lives in Calgary, Alberta.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And when is that going to be all wrapped up? Like, what's the timeline?
The timeline is we're probably going to have it all done by like fall of next year.
Gotcha.
These things take a long time.
Yeah.
And after that, we'll
plus with COVID, right? Like, gosh.
Just making a feature film during COVID times, it's honestly like the nuttiest thing ever, but it's kind of like having a family, right? There's really never a good time to have children, and yet when they're there, they're the most wonderful thing. So I feel the same way about having, like, my directing debut. I mean, you can wait for all the pieces to line up, or you can just do it, which is kind of what we're doing.
Just jumping right in there. Great. Any Hollywood or Bollywood actors or actresses that you draw inspiration from or you want to work with?
Oh man, I mean, I've always been a big fan of Amir Khan.
All right.
Yeah,
one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's just so great and such an artist. Gosh, I mean, I love Kate Winslet. I love Viola Davis. Yeah.
Funny, all the names you mentioned, I've always been a huge fan too.
Yeah, just like real actors. People who don't really have a lot of vanity and they're able to change themselves in order to do and serve their characters in the story.
Speaking of Kate Winslet, I don't know if you ever caught her Oscar speech in 2009. You've got to watch it.
I probably did, but I don't remember.
If you haven't seen it, you got to go back and watch it. Like, you could watch it 100 times.
Is that right?
It is like the best Oscar speech ever, and it's
so
real.
Yeah,
and it's so real, and it's like you're there right with her.
Yeah,
it was just so awesome to watch.
And that's what I love about her, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these actors, they're just so, like, they are real, and they just bring all of themselves, and just very grounded.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, which is so fantastic. So, Agam, thank you so much for coming down, taking the time, and we look forward to seeing more of you on the silver screen.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Thanks for everything that you guys do too, all the support that DARPAN gives to the community and to me. So
yes, and we truly, truly appreciate that. If you haven't checked out her film Funny Boy, you definitely gotta check it out as well. If you haven't grabbed a copy of your latest DARPAN issue, you have to do that. She is on the cover. You don't want to miss out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.